What's going on, everyone? Welcome to EDDIEV Garage and Trucking, and today I'm going to show you how to secure these warehouse dock ramps. Yes, these warehouse dock ramps that go at warehouses where dry vans and reefers pull up to, and even sometimes a step deck pulls up to. I am transporting them, and today I'm going to show you how the proper way it is to transport them, and also it will be a little controversial. So this load weighs roughly around 35,000 pounds. They said it was gonna be 40,000 pounds, but when I weighed myself, I was 70,000 pounds on a full tank of fuel, and I know that I can haul about a little over 45,000 pounds. So this load could be anywhere from 34 to 35,000 pounds. Anyways, you want to run two 4-inch straps on each bundle, or two straps on each bundle or stack over here. As you can see, that's what I got. Now if you notice, not every single one of these straps are twisted, and I'll explain why. So basically, legally you have to put two straps on the front pallet, especially if you got nothing bracing, but also that's heavy, so you got to run more than two. Over here they stack two stacks of 4 dock ramps over here, and I decided to run in the middle over here. I decided to run one 2-inch strap, and same thing over here. So anything over 3 levels, I decided to run a 2-inch strap as my belly strap in the middle. And as you can see, I did not twist any of my straps over here. Why? Because if I do twist, what's gonna end up happening, even if I get them really tight, by the way, it's really tight here, it's like that, it's gonna end up rubbing over here, which can be a little sharp, and cutting your strap. So I got them as tight as possible, and they're not flapping around in the wind or anything, and if I would have twisted, it would be rubbing and cut my straps. I did it all through here the same exact way, not twisting. Now a 2-inch strap you can actually twist because there's enough room from it. If it does hit this, it will not cut. To finish off in the rear, we do have 2 straps as well. One 4-inch, one 2-inch, was completely legal, and I did twist this strap over here, and it's not illegal to go outside the rub rail like I did over there. In USA it's not. And also what I did over here is I went like this over the rub rail. Why? Because it will be so close to this that even if it's over here, it's gonna start rubbing, and that's it. That's the end of it. You're gonna have to buy a new strap. It's gonna cut your strap. As you can see, that this is what I ended up doing here. See how close it is? That's why I had to put an edge protector there, because of this being on the inside of the rub rail, it was going to still rub and get cut, and this end over here is really sharp. So I was able to fix that with the edge protector. If I would have put this on the rub rail like I did over here, it still would end up rubbing, because this bundle over here, the stack, is kind of facing that way, so I would have no choice but to put an edge protector anyways. Now to finish off, I decided to show y'all what I did with edge protection on the top. So as you can see, all my straps are protected from the edge, but what I ended up doing was I also put these rubber pads over here. Why? Because these edge protectors, they really don't go all the way to here. They kind of do, but they don't, because when you're strapping down, there could be a chance where when you're strapping down, it kind of pulls the edge protector towards the outside of the load, leaving this sharp end exposed. So just for safety purposes, I put a rubber pad underneath the edge protectors themselves on the side where the edge protectors won't work. Because look, see, these ramps are designed like this. See, edge protector may not be big enough here, but on one side it is. As you can see the difference between how they are. So this stack is opposite to that one. But that's how you protect your straps, folks. I did it all the way across like that, and that's how you protect them from not getting cut. And also, I got these suckers all super tight, that way they don't vibrate in the wind. I'm going 72 miles an hour down the road, and none of them vibrate. And why, you may ask, they're not vibrating? Well, that's because, listen to the sound of my people. You want these suckers as tight as possible. And also on weight distribution, 31,000 pounds in the back, and roughly around 28-ish thousand pounds in the front or so. Basically perfect to run tandem. The way they loaded it, it was just right, and I have no issues with weight distribution, and did not have to spread my axle either. Not canceled. Guys, I'm EDDIEV. 2004 turn right. driving attempt on the 6 Series.